Hello friends, today I am going to discuss important concept of physics from section A part. In that first unit, Introduction to Physics, in this unit study physical quantity and unit, their definition and example. Next is CGS system definition and also study SI system explanation and SI unit of fundamental unit as well as derived units and dimension definition and example. Study this one, force, pressure, their definition, formula and SI unit. Next, second unit, dynamics. In this unit, study speed, acceleration, velocity, definition, formula, SI unit, and also focus on friction, definition, and minimum 3 advantage and 3 disadvantages. Next, studies explanation of law of conservation of momentum and example of this law of conservation of momentum, and also focus on this one, uniform circular motion, definition and 2 examples. Next, study centripetal and centrifugal force, their definition and example, and also focus on 3 uses of a centrifuge in medical laboratory. Next, study Newton's law of gravitation, their derivation, statement, derivation and their formula. F is equal to g m1 into m2 divided by r square. This formula is important. And also remember this g constant value. Next, and also study Newton's law of motions, Newton's law of gravitation, in the sense that is F is equal to g m1 m2 divided by r square, related derivation. Same way Newton's law of motion, in the sense you have to explain 3 laws of motions. Next, acceleration due to gravity, the definition, value, and they may ask, write a note on acceleration due to gravity. After this, study stress, strain and modulus of elasticity, the definition, formula, SI unit. Also they may ask, explain the types of modulus of elasticity or types of strain, types of stress, so on. Next, study work, power, energy, the definition, formula and unit, and also focuses on work example. Example, what is the definition of work, example for work and their formula and SI unit. Next, study potential energy and kinetic energy, their definition, formula. In formula you have to explain each term. For example, potential energy, that is equal to mgh. Here you have to particularly mention where m is mass, g is acceleration due to gravity, h is height. Next, you have to mention example. Next, law of conservation of energy, the derivation and example, mass and weight. Here you have to mention definition, their example, and also mention whether mass or weight, they vary from their value vary from place to place or not. Next, third unit, fluid dynamics. In fluid dynamics, study fluid thrust and fluid pressure, the definition and formula. Next, Pascal's law, derivation and example. Atmospheric, write a note on atmospheric pressure. You have to mention what is atmospheric pressure, how atmospheric pressure varies from as we increase height, and what is the device used to measure this atmospheric pressure. Like that you have to mention minimum 3 points. Archimedes principle, their definition and their application is important. Flotation, what is flotation, and how objects sink or float, related to that you have to explain. Next, definition of streamline and turbulent flow with the minimum 2 examples. Next, study osmosis, diffusion, convection, their definition and examples. Next, Bernoulli's theorem. You have to study Bernoulli's theorem, statement, formula and minimum 3 uses. Minimum 3 applications you have to study. Next, fourth unit is surface tension and viscosity. In this unit you have to study surface tension and surface energy, their definition, formula and SI units. Next you have to study angle of contact. With you have to explain definition with the diagrams. Viscosity, the definition and example. Minimum 2 example here you have to mention. Cohesion and adhesion, their definition and example. Cohesive force and adhesive force, their definition and with examples. Capillarity, their definition and example. Next, medical gas definition and example. And this one is important for 5 mark. Medical gas central pipeline system. You have to explain about what medical gas central pipeline system. There are 4 components. Next, 5th unit, that is heat and temperature. From heat and temperature unit, study this heat and temperature difference, the definition, SI unit example, and also study reason for use of mercury in thermometer. Thermometer, their principal types, uses, and also study definition of thermometer. Next, medical or clinical thermometer use and their types. Next, isothermal and adiabatic process, their explanation. Minimum you have to mention definition, after that example, and what about pressure, volume and temperature terms. Related to that you have to mention whether they will change or not. Next, Boyle's law statement and their equation. Charles law statement and their equation. And perfect gas definition, that means perfect gas in the sense which obey both Boyle's law as well as Charles law, and their formula PV is equal to nRT. Perfect gas formula PV is equal to n small letter n RT. Next, 3 modes of heat transfer in liquid. In that you have to mention conduction, convection and radiation. Next, conduction of heat. This one is for 3 mark. Here you have to mention definition, example. Example in the sense heating of metal. Then you have to explain what happened when you heat metals. Related to that you have to explain here. Next, thermal conductivity. Their definition and application. Here you have to study minimum 3 applications. So thank you for watching this video.